trust everybody around you, and you know, hopefully everyone keeps it straight. But we're set to go green here coming into turn 3. I'm excited to see this.
Modified driver Luke Baldwin joining us for the broadcast. Off of turn 4, Tyler Ripkema on the inside, on the outside. Ryan Preece underway for 60 laps of action as they head to turn 1. Battle for the lead up front. Who gets the run off of 2? It's Ripkema on the inside.
Yeah, Ryan Preece looking strong on the outside early. Big gap behind him if he wants to fall back in line here. You see Jeffrey Goodale spin the tires a little bit on that restart, stacked up the bottom lane a good bit, and here comes Jimmy Blewett rolling into 3rd.
Also Hartwig trying to take advantage of the outside lane for the 4th spot. First 3 single file. Ripkema the leader. Preece running in 2nd. He's been just a little tick off during these races so far this week. Looking for a little extra tonight. Bottoms out in 4. Opens the inside lane for Blewett. Not pouncing yet. 5th place on back. Here comes Hartwig up into 4th.
Yeah, you see Preece bottoming out on those low air pressures. He looks a little bit snug to fire off. That should play into his favor here. About 15 laps into this race, that car should start to come to him.
Top qualifier Ronnie Williams has a good record here when it comes to the World Series. Has been racing here for many years. He's looking for a win. He makes a bold move to the bottom of turn 1. He really didn't lose much momentum there. He kept it toward the bottom. And the battle for 4th ensues down in turn 3. Williams on the inside, Hartwig high.
Yeah, Ronnie Williams firing off real good here. Starting to wag the tail a little bit as the caution is out here on lap 4.
Yellow flag, and it looks like Amy Catalano against the inside. 3rd spot looking for his first win in the World Series. 18 top 10s and 29 starts coming in the 2026 edition of the World Series. Ripkema and Preece to the starting box. Green is out. Preece gets on the hammer a little early over in the box. Ripkema on the inside lane. Who will lead off at 2? Ripkema, a good run on the bottom lane into 1 and 2. Goes up, takes the lane away from Preece in the 2nd corner.
Thought I saw Patrick Emmerling bouncing off of another car on that restart there. Everybody trying to get the power down. It has cooled off quite a bit here, Adam. And I think that track temperature not allowing optimal tire temps on these restarts.
Yeah, in the lower 50s now. I could feel the coolness when you guys opened the tower door a little while ago. Here is the one of Emmerling making his way from the 7th starting position, racing with Blewett in the 2.
And now you see Steven Kopsik. He's already moved up to the 7th position from 12th. He had a really strong race car yesterday coming from the back after being penalized after qualifying. So he's going to be one to watch here in this remaining 55.
Charlie Crawl, Luke Baldwin, Adam Mackey in the booth. Bob Donor down to the pits for this Tour Type modified 60-lap feature. Kopsik moving his way from the 12th starting position up to 7th already, Bob.
Yeah, and I talked to this team. That car way too loose in qualifying today. And I said, man, you qualify a little bit further back than you wanted. He said, did you see what we did last night? We had to go to the rear because we taped off the front end of that car, and we drove up to 7th. So Steven has a lot of confidence in this race car right now, and he's showing his stuff already.
Action heating up a little further back in the field. We saw Andrew Krause in the 24 racing with Trevor Catalano right in front of James Blewett. They have singled out there. That was for position number 8. Now we're single file throughout the field, waiting for the next driver to step out of line. It might be Emmerling. He took a peek to the high side, trying to use that groove that Carson Brown made his race-winning pass on pretty early on in the Stars race for the super late models. Nothing doing there for Emmerling. He's running in the 5th position, started in 7th, second fast in qualifying. Different power plant for the number 1 of Emmerling after engine issues yesterday.
Ripkema just comfortably kind of stretching that advantage out lap by lap, maybe picking up a half a car length or so here and there over Ryan Preece. Preece, that's about an equidistant gap there over Ronnie Williams, who has slotted into that 3rd position. Again, like you said, Adam, he's picked up a quick handful of positions after that early race caution and negated that big 8 invert, but he hasn't been able to make any progress towards the front. And there was a flash of that orange number 20. Paulie Hartwig III trying to weave his way through the field as well.
Tyler Ripkema leading this race, just 1 World Series win in 43 starts, but he has been so strong here. Numerous runs up in the top 3 and the top 5. Tonight leading early on. But these 60-lap races, how careful do you have to be, Luke, in a 60-lap race as far as your tires go?
Yeah, 60 laps, obviously a lot shorter than most of the races the Tour Type Modifieds run, so the pace is definitely going to be a little bit faster. But on this compound of Hoosiers, the 20s and 30s, it's a little bit softer than what you'll see ran on the Tour, and especially now on the Tour with the American racers. So tires can definitely wear out here over the course of 60 laps. And so people are definitely pacing themselves right now. It's definitely a little bit of a game of cat and mouse, seeing who can make their stuff last.
Drivers seem to be pacing themselves here early on, just 14 laps in the race. And right now, things looking pretty good for Tyler Ripkema, Bob.
Yeah, Tyler Ripkema had an awful last night, and he told me, he said, we were really kind of embarrassed a little bit because they just missed big time on that car way too tight one night ago. So they took a big swing, and he told me huge swing on that setup for that race car, and he went completely the other direction. So before the feature, they made some changes on that car to kind of bring it back in between. So far, so good for him, but he still was not sure before taking the green flag whether it was going to work or not.
One thing that is working is the one car of Emmerling. We saw him earlier peek to the outside of Blewett for position. Now he does make the move and pulls it off. In the second lane, then Goodale gets outside, and Blewett closes the door. There was some contact there. Kopsick closes the gap. So Catalano joining that battle as well. Things heating up right there. Kopsick has moved up into the 7th position.
Looked like Blewett had to check up for whatever reason coming off of the corner right there. And boy, some good heads-up driving avoided what could have been a big mess going down the backstretch there.
Yeah, now the battle for the lead heating up a little bit. I really like what I'm seeing out of this 40 car. He's really taking his time. That tells you he's got a really good race car, and he's not in a big rush to get by Ripkema. As you see, he makes a move down to the bottom. He'll get to that left rear into 3.
He pulls alongside this Ryan Preece to the inside lane for the lead. His car looks strong, used patience early on, rode for a while. Another driver strong early, top qualifier. Ronnie Williams in the 50. The Lebanon, Connecticut driver to the inside lane makes the move up to P2.
Yeah, and that 50 getting by the 32 as well is going to make things a little bit more difficult on Preece, as he'll have a little bit more pressure as he anticipates. I really like watching Preece get off of 4. He's really low and straight. That tells you he's got a nice turn in the center and good forward drive.
Yeah, the car looks strong right now. Best run we've seen Preece with this week right now. A little bit off last night in that 60-lap race. Takes a much lower lane off of turn number 4. His exit better than Williams. Back there's Kopsick in the 7th position. Holding off the 56 so far, Catalano. Andrew Kraus looks like the racy one here in the 24.
Kraus has been making some moves here. He started a little bit deeper in the field than we normally see that number 24 car, but he's made some good moves and has raced his way up into the top 10, looking for a little more as he tries to look to the outside of the Catalano car going down into 1.
Started 13th, and he's up to 9th as Kraus in the 24. Boxed in right now as the battle ensues. Catalano inside, Kopsick outside. They try to work around Parker, also one down on the apron.
Yeah, you see Trevor Catalano really did a good job getting clear of the 1 car so he didn't get used as a pick behind that lap car. And Stephen Kopsick really starting to wag the tail a little bit, pretty much all the way around the racetrack. So probably not going to last too long in this race, as you see he slides up in the center of the 3 and 4 there.
Trevor Catalano on the move right now, Bob. 7th place is where he runs.
Yeah, right before he climbed in that race car, I got a chance to speak to him, and we were chatting about last night. He said, that one was on me. You see Kopsick and Andrew Kraus battling right now, but in talking about Catalano, he said, I missed a shift last night. Otherwise, we would have been good. Feels like he's got a very good race car and was very enthused about his starting spot, hoping for a top 5 tonight.
Watching Kopsick run the outside lane, and Luke, you said earlier you thought maybe the one was one to watch. He qualified 12th, and he did pick up some spots early. He picked up a handful of spots early on in the race, but it looks like car going away quickly here.
Yeah, for sure. He's turned that steering wheel every which way. You saw him get a little tight off of 4, but every other lap it seems like he's wagging the tail getting free. So definitely an ill-handling race car for Stephen Kopsick, as James Blewett in his rookie season at the New Smyrna.
Big time
goes
trouble.
down. Big trouble into the outside wall for Kopsick. That might have been his issue.
Yeah, we have a feeling maybe the tire was starting to go down. He was having issues the last handful of laps. The car was dropping off the pace. He was losing positions, and Kopsick in turn number 3, hard hit to the outside.
To wake up a little bit.
Ronnie Williams has a fast race car. He's come from 8th to 2nd. He takes the inside lane after Preece chose the outside. For the restart, 26 down, 34 to go. Great restart in the box, down in turn 4. Back out front into the lead goes Preece, losing 2nd place. is Williams. Here comes Emmerling.
That car got a little sketchy on throttle there for Ronnie Williams, and we saw that in that ASA Stars National Tour races. Ooh, good save right there going off into turn 3.
He wrecked and just didn't realize it.
Yeah,
I mean, that was bad going into turn 3. I don't know how he hung on to it. That car was sideways, kind of got up against someone else in the outside lane. They got up against the wall, ran out of room. Hopefully no tire damage there. They all continue so far, just a couple laps away from halfway.
Yeah, hell of a save from Catalano there. Getting down the hill into 3 can be a sketchy spot. Even if your car's just a little loose, I couldn't imagine getting that sideways. Great job by him. And going back to the restart, really good launch by Ryan Preece. Brought Emmerling with him. Emmerling started to get better towards the end of that run. We'll see what he's got here.
Andrew Krause makes the move on the bottom lane of James Blewett. That is for 7th position. 1 lap away from halfway in the 60-lap affair. Ryan Preece leading the way. He and Williams pulling away. Turn 2 off the pace. Williams in the 50 was running 3rd. And issues again after setting fast time right around the halfway mark. Loses power and brings it pit side.
Now that is just the story of Ronnie Williams here at the World Series. Really fast race car, and every time he gets up near the front, seems like he has some of those mechanical gremlins jump up and bite him. And meanwhile, this is a great battle for position. Catalano there in the 56 car after that great save, starting to go forward now after he's caught his breath.
Well, they were using all the asphalt up in turn 1 and 2 last time by. When Catalano got to the inside of Goodale, they both shot up the track nearly into the 4th lane. There's Krause on the outside. Goodale closed the door. There was a car already there, and another save, that time by Goodale.
Yeah, Goodale said, well, if he made a good save, I'm going to make a good save right there, too. Really fantastic jobs of driving right there to keep those cars pointed in the right direction. All right, Luke, what's going on in the helmet for those 2 race car drivers? They need to take a breath, don't they?
Yeah, that's twice now Andrew Krause has been put in the outside fence. You would think with that bright orange race car, it'd be pretty easy to see and still call outside. But, you know, that's racing. That's the way things go. And he's got to be getting a little hot in the helmet. And, you know, we'll see how it goes from here. But Jeffrey Goodale, really good run so far, starting to pull away. You see Ripkema coming back through the field, working by Mark Stewart there to get into, looks like, 10th place.
Yeah, and also moving up that other orange car right there. Paulie Hartwig III was at the back again on this restart. They've made a couple of pit stops. 8th place now for Paulie Hartwig as he continues to rally, leads the points after just 1 night of the 5, winning last night. The Tour Type Modifieds. He's closed again on Blewett in the 76. Up in front of them, this battle continues between Goodale in the 46, Krause in the 24, and here's Hartwig for position. Blewett really hanging on as he does a 4-wheel slide into turn 1.
Looked like a dirt track modified right there for James Blewett right there in the 76. Luke, so obviously Paulie Hartwig has shown he's got a lot of talent. He's been able to get up and lead some laps, but how much is he learning out there tonight, having to work his way back through the tail of the field to the front? Obviously, race car drivers want to go out there and win, but he's actually got a chance to learn how to get through some of this traffic here tonight.
Yeah, Paulie's shown a lot of promise racing in traffic over the past couple years. You see a hard battle between Andrew Krause and Jeffrey Goodale. But yeah, Paulie's just been so good. He's been put in a lot of situations where he's been moved to the back of the field and driven through the field like in a blink of an eye. So Paulie always learning, always taking things in. Looks like his race car's starting to wake up a little bit here. That leak doesn't seem to be an issue for him.
Ronnie Williams was top qualifier, moved from 8th to 2nd at one point, was running 3rd when he came to pit road, Bob.
And that car just shut off. Right now they're trying to diagnose exactly what it is. They've had the flashlights out looking for an oil leak, looking for something awry underneath the hood, but no word just yet on exactly what caused Williams' car to shut off.
Bad break for the 50. They'll work on it, find out what that issue is. Regain power hopefully for tomorrow night's action. The Blewett Memorial coming up on a Wednesday evening here. Then another regular show on Thursday. And then the 100 for the Richie Evans Memorial on Friday to wrap it up for the week for the Tour Type Modifieds and determine a champion. We're watching as the 20 car of Hartwig has continued to move forward. He's right behind the 46 of Jeffrey Goodale, ready to make a move for the 7th spot.
Hartwig has not been able to work past these race cars. They're obviously very fast to be well up into the top 10. And Hartwig just kind of patiently following along here as the laps tick away now in the final third of this 60-lap sprint for the Tour Type Modifieds, their third night on the racetrack.
Well, they're lining up nicely right in front of Hartwig. He's about to pick up 3 positions in the next 10 laps or so because they've come back to him here as they continue to battle. These two, Kraus and Catalano, have changed positions a number of times. They've made some contact. They've raced all over the track. Now they open the inside lane. Here comes Goodale back to the bottom.
Yeah, Kraus looks really good right now. And here comes Paulie Hartwig with a small run to the inside. Won't get there. Jeffrey Goodale works to the inside of the 56 of Catalano. You see Paulie working that high arc into 3. He's been doing that for a few laps now, trying to get the thing pointed, get a good run underneath the car in front of him. And yeah, you mentioned as he works higher into this top 10, each car gets more difficult to pass. You seem to go on a run, passing a few cars in a row when you're moved further back in the field, but the further you get up, the harder it gets.
I think he used a little patience 2 laps ago when he came off of turn 2 and the 2 in front of him kind of checked up. He had that great run from high down to the bottom, got on the throttle early, had a chance to go 3 wide. He decided better of it, and now he's going to go after Goodale. This is for 5th position. Hartwig takes that high run. Now watch him get on the gas, cut across to the bottom lane. Goodale running inside the top 5, but hanging on to the top 5 with Hartwig right there, Bob.
Yeah, Hartwig's applying the pressure on him, but it's been a good night for Jeff Goodale. Remember, we talked about this yesterday. This is his vacation. These are the only 5 races he's going to run all year long. So I spoke to him right as he got in that race car, and he told me, last night I just had to knock the rust off. He felt much more confident today, not only in his race car, but in his driving ability, because remember, he hasn't raced since this string of races last year here at New Smyrna.
Yeah, Jeffrey Goodale, like you said, doesn't get to race much. He does this event every year, and good to see him having a good run. He gets better and better every time out. He's got Craig Lutz, the normal driver of the 46, here helping him out, and a lot of his normal 46 guys that he has a really close-knit relationship with here. So really good to see him in the top 5 and having a good run, but Paulie's really starting to put the pressure on him.
And he's looking everywhere. He's taking that high entry in that you brought up and really getting on the throttle early, but the run then kind of falters out by the time he gets up to him. Like right here, he'll make that run, close the gap, and then just not quite enough this time. Does he get in there? He does. He's given a little bit of room, very little room by Goodale. Goodale off the corner is going to be able to hold him off again.
Yeah, really good job by Goodale there to leave about 3/4 of a car length. Not enough room for Paulie to move any further to the inside, but another big run here coming. I won't be surprised to see him sail it off into here. Yup, there he goes.
Might have even had a little contact right at the top of the track on corner entry there. They bumped tires a little bit at the line. Hartwig's going to have the 5th position at the stripe. Goodale not giving up yet.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of contact into 3 that unsettled Goodale's car, caused him to get on the brake a little bit more and roll less center speed. So you'll see Hartwig, he was, well, not that lap, but he's been using that yellow line. That's a little bit extra grip when you're on the bottom, and you might not have the angle, but that grip really acts like a rail to put that car on, helps it turn. So Paulie will clear him here. Goodale pulls back up to the bumper, but Paulie will be clear by 1 here and set sail.
He might be able to get 1 more. He has Kraus running in the 4th spot, several car lengths ahead. We'll see if he's able to close that gap. Meanwhile, the leader of this race, Ryan Preece, is ahead by 1 second over Patrick Emmerling. There's Preece crossing the line now. Then Emmerling shoots by the line, running in second. He had closed the gap. Looked like he might have challenged, but then Ryan Preece, this long run, has it fine-tuned here tonight, looking to get back into victory lane at the World Series. Preece has claimed 13 World Series wins, 3 World Series championships, and right now leads the way looking for win number 14 in World Series history for the talented NASCAR Cup driver coming off of the Clash win at Bowman Gray. 4 laps to go at the line next time for Ryan Preece.
Yeah, like you said, riding his momentum from the Clash. It's good to see Ryan to get his modified back going a little bit. He's had some struggles in the past couple years, a little bit of inconsistency, but you know, him and his dad Jeff have worked really hard in this thing to try to get it going. They actually gave me the opportunity to run it for a few races. I had a lot of fun with that family. Ryan and Jeff have both done a lot for me. They've worked hard to kind of get my career going a little bit, so I owe a lot to the Preece family, and good to see him having a good run here as we reach 3 to go coming off of turn 2.
And he's closed the gap on some traffic that he's going to have to maneuver. He has Emmerling about a half straightaway behind. His lead is 1.1 seconds. Julio moves over to the bottom, lets him go by easily. Blewett in the 76 right in front of him, running in 11th position. He'll move over to the bottom, coming off of 2. Spotter's doing a nice job, allowing the opening there for Preece. He's going to come to 1 to go, this time at the line.
Yeah, as I was walking over to the commentator's booth as they get the white flag, I was walking over, I passed Preece in his car, told him I was going to be in the booth. Wanted him to give me a good show, but definitely stunk it up a little bit. Didn't give me much to work with up front, but yeah, really fast race car for Ryan Preece here. Cool to see him as he comes out of turn 4 to take the checker.
Ryan Preece off the 4th corner to the line, claims his first win of the week at the World Series, his 14th in World Series history. Preece takes the Tour Type modified win tonight, claims it over a strong Patrick Emmerling, who finishes 2nd. Just a little more adjusting on that number 1 car, and he'll be a threat the next few nights. Blewett takes the 3rd position. Kraus, Hartwig, Goodale 6th. Better run tonight for the 46. Jeffrey Battle didn't talk much about him tonight. Finishes in 7th. Ripka rallies from a pit stop to 8th. The Catalanos finishing in 9th and 10th. Now, Ryan Preece, he was patient over the first, 15 to 20 laps, and he said it's go time, made the pass for the lead, raced out front, and on.
Monday seems to be a threat, so if it moves to Monday, he'll be in good shape as he climbs out of the car here in victory lane. Bob?
Ryan Preece wins the Cookout Clash and a modified race here at New Smyrna Speedway in 1 week span. How about that for a week?
Yeah, I mean, just having a lot of fun. You know, these past 7 days have been a lot of fun. You know, racing with my dad, racing with my friends, and you know, to go from Bowman Gray, drive down here, race the late model, and then race this modified and get back into victory lane. It was really cool. So, you know, for years I've been chasing after that field that I see the 60 car Matt Hirschman have, and I feel like I wish he was here racing because I have something that could race with him. So maybe next year we can get that rivalry going again, and we'll be good in the long runs. But thank you to Robert Yates Racing Engines, spec motor in this race car at an open show. So for it to win, that's a big deal. So thank you, David Lewis, racechoice.com, SRS up in Southington, Connecticut, Oscar Meyer, you know, all our sponsors, FK Rod Ends, Racing Electronics, Waddell Communications, the list goes on and on. But thank you to everybody.
You told me this was your swan song, your one chance to get a victory here before going over to the big track. So how good does it feel?
I mean, I love winning. I hate losing more than I love winning. And, you know, Brandon Ernest with JRI Shocks, he told me that a long time ago. So, you know, we've worked really, really hard over the past couple days, and Paulie did a phenomenal job, and he lit a fire in me to really make sure I got it right tonight. So that was the first thing I said, is we actually got the adjustments right and was pretty happy with the race car.
Ryan Preece's 14th career win during the World Series in Tour Type Modified Racing here at New Smyrna Speedway.
Yeah, he's pretty excited. He said they lit a fire under him, made sure he got it right after losing last night to a 14-year-old